The origin of Opuntia, better known as the prickly pear, can be traced back to the ancient Greek city of Opus. The likes of Leonidas, Aristophanes, and Homer passed through the city and likely tasted of the fruit. Today we embark on a snacking odyssey to find which treats we want to put on our Play-Doh and which might want to make us Iliad. Join us right now on You Tried Dat. You Tried Dat. I'm Nick North and our pals Chad Hancock.
Go!
Nick Geiger.
Who
Talking about Homer, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
You took the
wrong
joke I was
Homer,
literally
wrong
going to say.
Do you like those? Do you guys like? I actually liked reading the Odyssey and the Iliad. Did you enjoy them?
I don't think I read the Iliad. But if you ask me, like, for any book, did you enjoy reading it? Usually the answer is no. Especially not ones they made you read in school. Like, I enjoyed reading the Game of Thrones books, but that's about it.
Geiger, you are literate.
Yeah, you like to read books. I just be like, show me the movie instead.
Do you not read any book? How many books do you read a year, Chad, do you think?
I mean, hundreds, because I'm reading all these fucking, like, books for 4-year-olds. You know, I'm reading, like, Goodnight
count.
Moon.
When I say what books
stuff.
have you read lately, I don't mean Go Dog Go. That's not what I'm...
Okay. Well, actually, before my son was born last year, I was actually reading probably like 6 or 7 Agatha Christie mysteries a year. But that's about it. Like, since my son's born, I haven't read a single non-kids book.
Mm-hmm.
Geiger, you read Hustler primarily, correct?
I switched to Penthouse. Hustler.
Loves the articles.
I do. It's all for the articles. They're really insightful. I get to find out what cigar is best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also read audio transcripts of Joe Rogan's podcast typically, so that takes up a lot of my time. Those things are fucking long, right? I know what all kinds of liver to eat.
When I read Hustler, I am paying attention to all the letters from T all the way to A. All those letters.
Yeah, I don't read as much as I used to. I should read more, but I don't think I ever read the Iliad or Homer's Odyssey in school. I didn't mind the school books we had to read and stuff, but I don't remember reading that. The only one I got annoyed by was Old Man and the Sea. It was boring as shit, but the good thing was like book. 30 pages long. It was like, Hemingway's famous for this shit? Yeah,
I like that book, actually.
You do?
I pretty much like all those books. Like, we had to read, like, I remember we had to read Wuthering Heights. I fucking hated that book. And like, what was the one with all, it's like Canterbury Tales where there's like hundreds of stories or something like that.
Old English.
Chaucer and
so
stuff.
Boring, yeah. Anything by Shakespeare, fucking snooze fest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm an
Novak,
idiot.
you know you're married, right? Like, you don't have to like walk around like pretending to be super literate to impress women now. You don't like, oh, I love to.
Is that what impresses ladies?
Yeah.
Books?
I would hope at some point.
We were
Maybe now that we're older.
I read the Old English Hustler, though. All right, I do have important news, though. Now that we've covered, now that we have made it so that the ladies will be impressed with our book knowledge.
Chad, hey, ladies, Chad read One Fish, Two Fish. Get your panties all riled up.
Plus, I read a very interesting interview with Leonardo DiCaprio right next to the centerfold, okay?
All right, so there's a place in New Zealand called Hell Pizza.
Hell Pizza. Okay.
Okay.
So they have a new thing called the Afterlife Pay Promotion. All right. Okay. That they're going to choose 666 customers in New Zealand and 666 customers in Australia chosen for this Afterlife Pay program, which delays pizza payments until the customer has died.
The fuck?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can eat all the pizza you want and then stick your kids with the bill, basically.
Yeah. Or your estate.
Yeah, my estate.
Here's the quote from the guy says, "The chosen will be invited to sign a real amendment to their wills, allowing the cost of their pizza to be collected upon death. No interest or fees will apply, and the agreement will be legally binding."
What in the world? Can you imagine that poor, like, I don't know how they do it in New Zealand, but can you imagine, like, the fucking power of attorney, like, sorting through someone's affairs and then finding out they have, like, a $47 pizza bill you have to square off? It's fucking bullshit.
I'm a little concerned about this because I feel like wills aren't actually ever legally binding. You know what I mean? Like, don't people fight wills all the time? But it does seem like kind of a dick move to just, like, stick your kids with the... Hey, you got to pay for my funeral and also 3,000 pizzas, which is what caused me to now have this funeral.
I wonder if that's it. Like, they're trying to get you to order more because you feel like it's not going to be your problem. Like, are you just going to order pizza every week then? Like, because you're like, hey, it's fucking free, essentially.
Yeah, I guarantee there are people that would do that.
Yeah, is it supposed... I mean, in theory, they take it out of your estate, maybe, right? Like...
What if I die penniless with no kids? Like, are they going to go after the fucking Commonwealth for it? I mean, what are they doing here?
Everyone's taxes.
The Queen has taxes
to pay this. All of Auckland's taxes go up because I needed some pepperoni and sausage every Friday.
Saukville's taxes double.
Our horse mayor is super upset.
I don't know. This would definitely... Also, this is dumb on their part because of, like, inflation, you know, and they're not charging interest. So those pizzas are going to be, like, you know, dirt cheap. You know what I mean? Like, unless they only pick, like, 90-year-olds.
Also, how are they randomly... How are they picking people? Like, they have a customer database that, like, saved?
Yeah, they're picking them by their age, clearly.
They're going through the funeral parlors and being like, you're close to death. I mean nursery homes, not nursing homes. Not
looking at the names
bars.
And be like, oh, Abraham, that'll be... Let's pick this guy.
Yeah.
Skylar? No.
But I guess also I don't understand, like, is this going to drive other customers there? Like, oh, I didn't get picked, but I'll go check out, like, this pizza place. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't give a fuck.
Wouldn't they inevitably have to raise their prices? Like, they're going to be making so many free pizzas, too. Like, they're going to have to... Everyone else is going to be stuck with it while they're alive as well. That's fucking bullshit.
Our fine business acumen has poked many holes into this promotion, I think.
What's the population of New Zealand? How big of a country is New Zealand?
It's like, what, 30 mil or something like that?
I'm gonna stay out of this one. I'm not
New Zealand population.
Not good at this game.
So I was very close with my 30 million, as it is 5 million.
5 million. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, only 5 million.
So half the country's getting pizza.
Yeah, that's like a significant percentage of the country. Yeah, getting pizza. Would you be interested in this promotion? Would you take part in it if your name was chosen?
I mean, I guess. I would feel weird signing a legal document with fucking, like, Domino's or something. That was just fucking weird. I need to have my lawyer redline this. Now, does Crazy Bread get included?
Just having the name, like... Domino's Pizza listed in like a legal document that's your will. It's embarrassing, right? Like...
Geiger leaves behind his two children, his wife, a loving wife of 40 years, and a long-standing pizza debt.
They put a couple like shovels of dirt on you, and then your kids are sprinkling like parm and red pepper over the top.
The zombie hand comes up out of the ground and pulls the pepperoni down.
Is there a place like you would agree? Is there a place you like and not like, Chad? If it was like French Laundry or something, like, or like, you know, like, is there a place you would do it with?
Yeah, Chad, free like Reese's. You pay only for Reese's cups after your death.
When you die of diabetes a year later.
I mean, I don't want to stick my kids with that bill. I mean, the only way that you could do it is if you set up like a special bank account or something.
You set up a trust for the
direct deposit.
and every time I buy a Reese's cup or a pizza or whatever it is, I move some money into that account, so that the kids can just use that to pay. My estate can use that, quote unquote, my estate, to pay for it when, because I don't want Saukville's taxes to go up.
Right.
I don't know why they would for me, but
and you probably shouldn't tell people till you're on your deathbed. Come closer.
Dad, any last words? You owe them for 5 million Reese's cups.
5 million. They go through all your belongings, like, here's a key to a storage shed, and then they go out, they open it, it's floor to ceiling Reese's cups. This is what your inheritance is.
Open the shed, there's an elevator, it takes them down, it's like a giant Fort Knox full of Reese's.
Retinal scan lets them in.
They're just coming down, and it's like that scene in Total Recall where they see all the like water machines like stretching for miles underground, but it's just like stacks of Reese's cups.
As they're riding, there's just a video of you. If you're listening to this, I'm dead, and you are about to become a pauper.
I left you all my uneaten Reese's cups. Unfortunately, you also have to pay for all of them. Plus the ones
you could try reselling them on eBay, but they're 30 years old at this point, so I don't know how that's going to go for you.
I have left you my Reese's kingdom.
King Reese's out. I wonder if if that was a thing here and you were one of the maybe you could make it into you could be like a spokesperson or something. You'd be kind of famous, like, oh, the Reese's guy or whatever. You could parlay that into some advertising.
You'd be famous. There's 665.
I guess there's a lot of them. Yeah, that's true.
I'm the most slovenly fuck of them all. Now watch me.
Yeah, there's 665 of them, but only one put fucking Hershey's out of business.
Only one of them showing complete disdain for his family's future.
Only one signed the fucking thing.
Wouldn't you feel pressure to out eat these other fucks?
No. I wouldn't even know who they are. How would I know how much they're eating?
They definitely have to have something like one pizza a week. They have to stop at how much you can get. This is
no.
Give me 10 million pizzas. Now you're out of business and you can't collect from me.
Feed the poor. I solved world hunger. I signed a contract with fucking Hell Pizza.
You're just chucking pizzas to
whipping pizzas.
It's all the starving people in the world.
Feed the poor. I'm Reese's Hood.
The poor are no longer starving, however, they all have horrible cavities.
All right, let's eat some snacks. We got 3 snacks, rate them on a 5-point scale. Love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. And let's start with the Cactus Candy. It's, as mentioned in the intro, made with prickly pear cactus. And this was sent to us by David Hancock.
Yes, thank you so much, David.
He's a brick.
I don't know what to expect from this, though. It just looks like a little brick gummy kind of thing.
It looks like a pencil eraser.
Yeah, it's covered in a little bit of sugar and kind of like a weird consistency to feel. You pick it up, it feels like the inside of a fleshlight.
We ate some cactus. Okay, I didn't need to know that as I'm eating it. It also tastes like the inside of a fleshlight. Don't ask me how I know.
No. It tastes like the outside of a fleshlight.
We had the prickly pear gummy bears, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
6 weeks ago.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Was that from the same candy or company?
No. I don't think so.
But also just the flavor. The outside kind of looks like what are those things called? Like the sugar covered half moon things.
Orange slice things?
Yeah, orange
slices. I think
slices.
that's what they're called. Sugar covered half moon orange slice things. That's the official name.
Geiger?
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
They are, it's pretty good. I don't normally love this kind of candy, and I don't love, one of my problems with it usually is like that. I don't like that crunchy sugar on the outside. It's like, feels weird to me when I bite it. But this is like pretty small granules, so you get the flavor of the sugar without the weird crushing it up in your teeth sensation.
Right.
I can't say if I know what Cactus tastes like, but this tastes fine. It tastes like a generic fruit gummy. I'm looking at the back. It says pear cactus juice, or prickly pear cactus juice. So there is cactus juice in it.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much flavor that actually imparts, or if
Right.
it just like is a tasteless moisture that gets added.
Well, I mean, it's also the fourth ingredient. So, overall though, I think this is good. I like that. It's nothing like mind blowing or anything, but it was tasty. I'd eat another. I don't know if I'd eat another one. That's the wrong way to put that, but it's not bad.
Jay, do you agree?
I mean, the name Cactus, like Cactus Candy, is like, this is a gimmick, right? Like this barely got any cactus in it. Probably doesn't taste like. I mean, I don't know what a cactus tastes like other than ouch. But like I haven't.
Well, prickly pear is like a little like fruit that grows on the cactus.
Okay. Don't know what that tastes like either.
Novak read it in one of his many books. Fucking learned scholar over there.
You guys were reading Hustler, and I was reading books, therefore getting real puss.
Let's be clear. I don't think we got any puss because we read Hustler either. That was
Yeah, you're getting fake puss.
I was kidding. Hand puss.
Hey, when it comes to Hustler, it's still real to me, damn it. Hustler, I'm just gonna say, I think as a kid, I felt Hustler was too much. You know what I mean? You're like a little kid. It's like,
but now that you're an adult, it's right up your alley.
And now that I'm an adult, it's not enough. It's like this static.
It's
imagery.
definitely dirtier.
Yeah, it's like Playboy was the mildest, and then Penthouse, and then Hustler was like it was too much. I was too proper of a gentleman. Anyway, yeah, this tastes fine. It's a little sticky, but and there's not really much to the flavor. It's just kind of generically sweet. But I do like it. I thought it was good. I'll give it a like that. It's fine.
Hustler was too much. For sure. For sure, but unfortunately, they are in my will because I was one of 69 customers.
What, you're just to pay for your subscriptions?
Yeah. I don't have to pay.
You get unlimited cranks, and your kids have to clean it up when you die.
Ooh, gross.
So if you make it, if I pass, go to my shed. Take the elevator down to my mountains of magazines.
There's Spank Bank down there, literally.
Rows and rows of 70s hustlers with full push.
Just like streams of lava and trolls carrying my Hustler magazines around.
Lord of the Rings all of a sudden? We have to go down to the Spank Shack of Mordor.
It looks like that giant pit in like two towers next to like Saruman's tower or whatever, where they're all digging it.
Just Gimli cranking it in the corner.
Okay, so there's why you weren't getting laid. It wasn't the bugs. Okay?
No. It's because I knew who Gimli was.
All right.
He's just like, and my axe! Says he nuts. That's what he says.
I don't know why these are individually packaged. Right? It's a weird.
Well, you couldn't fit a whole cactus in it, so you probably had to cut them up.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Solved the mystery. Okay. Yeah.
I like gummies. I don't like this type of gummy. This is too. It's like a little too fruit snacky tasting
it is
to me.
Very fruit snack tasting.
True.
Yeah.
So it's not the texture that I like. The flavor's fine. It's not the issue. If I had to guess a flavor without tasting, I'd guess something between like a cherry and a raspberry, something like that.
Cactus,
I'm gonna give it a dislike that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a fan. All right. Next, let's go to the Beyond Meat. The Beyond Meat Jerky. Plant-based, slow roasted, and kettle cooked.
This looks like hammered shit. This looks awful.
When I was buying this, I was like, this is like an affront to the Geiger gods.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Like knowing how much you like jerky and just the way it looked and the fact that it's the Beyond Meat and stuff.
Like, I'm not kidding. I laid down like 20 bags of mulch today. This looks exactly like what I laid down in the yard. It might have been Beyond Meat. I don't even know.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Ho, what is this bullshit?
Oh, Santa's back. It is tougher than I wasn't sure if they would have kind of the same.
Fuck, it's tough to eat because it tastes like rancid shit. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Fucking A.
I was just gonna say, like, it's probably tough to reproduce that kind of like jerky, tear and texture and stuff.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be a lot softer than it actually is.
What the fuck is in here?
Mung bean protein.
A lot of salt, probably.
Pea protein, water, brown sugar, oat bran. Fucking A.
All right, that's enough of that. All right, Chad, what do you think?
I probably don't. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what you guys say. I think if I'm gonna have to guess, I would guess I like it the most out of the three of us. But I still think it's really fucking nasty. I don't like the consistency of it anyways. I'm not a huge jerky guy to begin with. The aftertaste on this thing is repulsive.
Yeah.
And like way worse than the during taste. It's really, really gross to me. I ate 2 tiny pieces. I'm not eating any more. This is getting a hate that from me.
Why did you? You said, I guess. I'm guessing I like this more than you. This tastes like shit.
I mean, you guys were like so like you were like and I'm like, well, I mean, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it doesn't chew like meat, right? That's one of the big issues, and it's sure as shit doesn't taste like meat. You're right. The aftertaste is so bad. Mm-hmm. I then went to take a drink of water after, and it was like ruining the taste of the drink too.
Same. I can still taste it on my tongue after swigging some water. Yeah.
I'm giving this a second hate that. Geiger?
What the fuck? This is awful. This tastes like dog anus. This is so bad. It's like the aftertaste is awful. The during taste is equally awful. They try to like salt it up, I guess, to give it some sort of flavor, but it's like I can't even describe it. It's so bad. The texture isn't good. This isn't fucking... Take the word jerky off of this thing. It should say Beyond Meat pressed vegetables or whatever the fuck this is. I don't know. Plants. This tastes like if Homer on his way back during the Iliad, like, skinned Medusa's asshole and ate it. I don't know. Is Medusa in that story? I think I'm mixing Greek mythology with... No, she's in there.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
that was not the problem with the statement. The Medusa.
No.
It was the skinned asshole. I don't know.
Is that the problem? Well, that's what this tastes like.
Okay.
Come on,
all
man.
right, well,
it's clearly the taste of skinned asshole.
All right, statement's okay then.
This is I would rather do battle with Zeus himself than eat this fucking piece of shit ever again. Hate that all the way to the ends of the earth.
Geiger dies and his kids like follow the will into the shed take the elevator down, and there's just rows of skinned Medusa assholes as far as the eye can see.
If you look right into the brown eye, it turns you to stone.
All right, 3 hate dads. That's a flaming bag of dog shit. And we'll have some pecans coming up later that definitely have a shot. Cactus Candy has a beatable score. All right, Geiger, what do you got?
Yeah. Twice a year, we like to sit back and decide which mascot would beat the other in a mascot fighting tournament.
All right. What leagues do we have?
We have gone through all of the big 4 professional sports leagues. So I am delving into the college ranks here. So we are going to go through some of
the college leagues.
The college leagues.
I don't remember what that's from.
I was just thinking to ask you. Yeah. So we're going to delve into some of the Power 5 conferences here over the next few iterations of this. So that in 900 more episodes, we can finish all of them. So we're going to start with the Big Ten. Chad, you're a Big Ten alumnus. I think you're the only
one. I am.
One. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see how this will pan out. I think the first round seems a little lopsided, but we're going to go with it. So there is 16 or two brackets of 6 each. And then the 2 sides will meet.
Right, because the Big Ten actually has 12.
Yes, you're right. I should
also
know
more now, actually.
Yeah, it's based on what's in there today. I'm not counting like USC and Cal or whoever.
It's going to be quickly outdated.
Yeah. We'll update the tournament. Redo the tournament.
When you get around to doing like Pac, what's it, Pac 10 or Pac 12?
Pac 10, it's going to be like 8 teams. Be like,
there's nothing left. They just get decimated.
So there's an East and a West, and so we're going to do both those, and the winners of each will fight each other. Okay. So we're going to start up top in the 4-5 hole. The 1 seed gets a bye in each of these. Mm-hmm. So in the 4-5, the Wolverine, not the Wolverine
Michigan,
like from X-Men, but like an actual Wolverine.
We'll decide that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, what's more powerful, the X-Men or a Wolverine with the nuclear codes? We can't really tell. Versus Hoosier, which is just someone from Indiana. Mm-hmm. So, an Indiana man, I guess.
Yeah.
Or woman, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I've been to Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are fucking pathetic. We all know this.
I
think as we're recording this, the Indy 500 is happening. Did you guys ever go to Indy 500? You good?
I have seen a NASCAR race at that same track. I saw the Brickyard 400 with my dad. It was horrible. Like we went. No, I mean I love my dad. No, I had fun, but like we left at like midnight. Mm-hmm. Like drove a bus there. We rode on a bus with a bunch of like drunk NASCAR fans because no one had to drive. Get there, I was like 9 or 10. We get there and there was like a thunderstorm that delayed the race all day. So we're just walking around. Finally the race happened at the very end, but it was like a whole day of just waiting around for it to occur. The only good part was walking around the various tents. There was a Big Johnson merchandise stand. You guys remember those shirts?
Hell yeah!
And the chick had just massive personality, so I enjoyed that. It was a lot of tea, not as much egg.
Mm-hmm. Didn't your dad win the all free Big Johnson stuff for his life?
Yeah, he could buy as many as he wanted. Yeah,
you're going to be paying for his Big Johnson material.
We're gonna lay him down to rest. He's gonna be wearing a shirt that says that it's better to have lobsters on your piano than crabs on your organ.
And also, by the way, you owe this company $5 million.
It's bankrupt, but it doesn't exist anymore. Anyway,
I remember
that's a side effect here.
My dad took me to the not the actual Indy 500 race, but like the day before or something when there's like training or
qualifying,
like practice, something like that. And he was like super into it, and I was just like so like I don't give a fuck about car racing, especially just when they're just going around in like a circle or whatever. But I remember as we were like leaving, we're like walking through the field to like get back to the car. And like I smelled something that I did not know what it was at the time, but it later learned was definitely marijuana. And like I asked my dad, I'm like, "Oh, what's that smell?" And he was like, "It's just cigarettes." And I'm like, "That doesn't smell like cigarettes." And he's like, "Keep walking." Like, just trying to get me away from the
little. He's trying to stop you from being a fucking narc.
Getting beat the shit out of by a bunch of rednecks.
Those gentlemen are doing drugs.
But father. I will say the actual race is cool to see. Like the cars moving that fast is kind of neat.
I guess. I mean, you're just sitting there and like they go flying, like they go flying past. You see them for a split second, and then they're like, wait, you don't even see them. Mm-hmm. They're like far away.
But like the Big Johnson tent. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, so I think the Wolverine will destroy the Indiana person.
Okay.
What a Wolverine? How big is an actual Wolverine in real life?
Yeah,
I don't think they're big. I feel
size
like
of Wolverine,
but they're nasty. They've got
I think they are nasty.
They weigh 24 to 40 pounds.
Mid-sized dog.
Much. Yeah. I mean, I still feel like a person, right, could take them down, but people.
But an Indiana person,
people are fucking soft.
Yeah,
bro.
Some of the like subhumans around. I hope we
hit them with a race car. Then maybe that way, but
after the Big Johnson tent, did you guys make to the Zubas tent?
No, my true story. My father looked. Every weekend we would go to the store to try to find Packer Zubas in his size.
We remember.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We talked about that. Sorry. Yeah. He finally got some Badger ones. They're pretty great. They're going to be in the will. I'm going to get them. He didn't have to pay for them.
Like, Dad, do we have to go again? Do you see me wearing Zubas? I'm going every week to the mall bare-assed until they cover these pants, my legs with Zubas.
Yeah, no, there's a big there's lots of No Fear shit. You remember No Fear?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
And one.
And one. The And One mixtape tour did not come to the Brickyard 400. That was not a Venn diagram that really overlapped too much.
Anyway, I'll take the Wolverine.
Okay, all right. The 2-7. The Scarlet Knight. So Rutgers, Scarlet Knights versus a Buckeye from Ohio State, which is a nut. It's just a nut. So can a knight defeat a nut?
Yeah, I think
get a nut to move their butt.
I think this is an easy one for the nut. I won't waste too much time on this particular matchup.
Did you say this is an easy one for the nut?
No, the knight.
Oh, the knight.
The fucking Laurel and Hardy routine.
Who's on first?
The knight will eat the nut.
But I saw the knight nut. Oh.
The knight ate his own nut? That's fucking gross. All right. Moving on from that joke. The 3-6 matchup, a Nittany Lion. Now, in point of fact, there is no such thing as a Nittany Lion. I don't know where the word Nittany comes from, but basically, based on like what the logo is,
it's like a mountain lion.
The mountain lion, right? Versus a terrapin, which is like just a turtle. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah. But now it could go in its shell, and what's the lion going to do? Just claw at the shell?
I mean, if their mascot is to believe, too, it's just like a kind of like a big, dopey-looking turtle, too.
The turtle didn't look armed for war. No, that's correct.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
It's a turtle, like, smoking a cigarette and, like, holding a machine gun or something. He wears a little hat, I think, right? I think he's got a little hat.
No, he's got Zubas and a Big Johnson tee.
It's better to have terrapins on your dick than.
That lobster on the piano one is very funny. The only one I can remember the Big John, it would be like liquor in the front, poker in the rear, or whatever. I don't know other Big Johnson shirts.
That's the only one I remember because I remember as a kid I thought it was hilarious. It was a guy at school wore it.
That same joke as the roses on your organ, or was it roses on your piano, or tulips on your organ?
Yeah, that's a good one. Classic.
All right, I'm googling
Classic Big Johnson humor.
Yeah.
Googling Big Johnson shirts.
Yeah, shirts. I said shirts. Come on, Google. Don't let me down.
All right, so Big Johnson School of Martial Arts. It's not the color of your belt, but what's below it that counts. That's funny.
It is?
Wow, these are terrible.
No shit.
So shocked at that.
It just says Big Johnson houseboats party on my dick. But I think it's supposed to be deck, but they like stylized it weird.
And then underneath is like a little line that says Mark Twain.
They're just giving up now, though. Big Johnson, suck my dick. It's a big penis. Big Johnson, titties in big quotation marks.
There's this one that must be like semi-recent because it says Big Johnson social distancing.
They exist still?
Is it like a Johnson with a mascot or something?
Yeah, he's wearing a mask and there's like two bikini babes. And he says, "Stand back, baby. I don't know how big it's gonna get." So, Big Johnson capitalizing on the pando.
Do you think there's an inverse relationship between Big Johnson apparel owners and having a Big Johnson? Do you think? what the juxtaposition there is?
Probably an inverse relation, too, between Big Johnson apparel owners and people that were willing to wear masks. Okay, which one are we doing? Oh, Nittany Lion versus...
Get on my boat and deny COVID. What? All right. So, don't really get the inference, but all right.
Big Johnson anti-vaxxers. So I will say the lion here will be the turtle.
Okay. Yeah, lion.
All right. We'll come back. We'll go down to the bottom. The number 4 versus 5 on the bottom. The Hawkeye. Now, the Hawkeye is not... by letter of the law, it is not an actual hawk. There is no such bird called a Hawkeye. I know they call themselves the Hawkeyes.
He's really good with bows and arrows, I think, right?
Yeah, it could be an Avenger if you guys just so decided. It is generally just someone from Iowa, is what the definition I researched was. You guys, I'll leave it to you if you want to make it a hawk or Jeremy Renner. Either one. It's up to you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Right. Versus the badger. Sorry, yeah. Versus a badger.
Badger.
Yeah.
Wisconsin badger.
Very Wolverine adjacent.
Before you go, there's a Big Johnson bowling ball. It's a guy at the bowling alley. She'll always get a sweet release when she's playing with your Big Johnson.
That's a bowling alley reference?
Sweet release, I guess.
No sense at all.
Don't you remember Parker Bone III getting all those sweet releases as he rolled the ball?
Big Johnson life rafts. If you're going to get blown overboard, it pays to have a Big Johnson.
All right, that one I at least understand the dick joke. The sweet release. Remember that one that was about the Hell Pizza? Contract. It said, "Wait, at least you'll get a sweet release from death and from having to pay these pizzas." That made no sense at all.
Remember the one that was like Big Johnson shipping, and then it was like, if you're going to get stuck in the Suez Canal, it's important to have a Big Johnson. Remember that one?
Yeah, I recall that one.
Topical.
Something about the Exxon Valdez.
If you're going to slick up a bunch of oil birds, do it with your cum.
This one just says,
clever.
"Suck on My Big Johnson" by Charles Dickens.
Too Big Johnson or not too Big Johnson? Okay.
Poor Yorick. I knew him once. He had a huge Johnson.
Big Johnson skinned Medusa assholes. Anyway, okay, so I looked up badger size, and it says they're only like 10 to 11 pounds.
They're smaller.
So there's no contest there. That's no Wolverine. Yeah, I will go with the Iowan over.
Chad, would you take badger over snake and mushroom?
How many badgers we talking? Badger.
A single snake, I think.
It's a snake.
Badger versus what?
Badger versus
Hawkeye, which can be Hawkeye, which can be the Avenger, a bird, or an Iowan person, however you want to interpret it. I think we do need to decide what the Hawkeye is, though.
It's an Iowan.
Okay, it's an Iowan. Right.
It's an Iowan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what Geiger said originally.
That's what they researched.
Hawkeye from Marvel.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Hawkeye.
Okay.
You got to pick. I'm paying very little attention and just looking at Big Johnson t-shirts.
This segment has never seemed like it existed for less purpose than it does right now. Okay, the 2-7
Novak just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
The 2-7 matchup: a Boilermaker, which is a big, strong guy that makes boilers.
I see Novak just leaning in.
I know. I
gotta read this one.
Studying.
I have to read this one.
I am compelled to read this in the court. No.
It is the Big Johnson nerdy guy, like, dressed as Darth Vader. And then all the other, like, Star Wars women around him. It says, I want you for the Imperial Big Johnson forces. Travel far, far away to distant galaxies. Meet new and exotic females from alien worlds, ... and do them.
That is not a lot of effort there.
All right, Boilermakers.
A Boilermaker.
How do they not even have, like, you need a big lightsaber
yeah,
to save a galaxy?
Yeah. May the Big Johnson be with you. That doesn't make sense either. All right. Boilermaker versus Gopher. Go.
What's a Boilermaker?
What's a Boilermaker?
It's like a big burly dude that makes think of like an industrial worker. He makes boilers.
Okay.
Like,
He'll beat a Gopher.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I think he will.
Okay. All right, back to Big Johnson. Anyway, and then the 3-6 on the bottom, Cornhusker, who is literally a guy who shucks corn. Also a big, strong farm boy, let's put it that way. And a Wildcat. Now, I had to look up Wildcat, and if we do others in the college ranks, college leagues, there will be a lot of Wildcats, and it's just a Wildcat. It is literally a cat, same size. Well, no, hold on. It's like, but it's not like a bobcat or something. I'm saying it's like the size of a regular house cat.
They're all tamed.
No, it's the size of like a regular house cat just outside. No, it's like the size of a regular house cat that's in the wild.
Cat. It's a cat.
All it says. That's what it says. Yes, like an
loose in the
cat.
neighborhood.
Yeah, you're overtaken by the feral wildcat.
Wow.
Versus
so that it's gonna lose
probably.
against Farm Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like Garfield or something walking around.
Yes, the most wild of cats.
On
Garfield.
a poster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The Boilermaker. Wait, which one?
No,
are we on?
Cornhusker. Fucking A. You guys.
Yeah, the Big Johnson. I mean the
Big Johnson podcasting. If you're not going to pay attention to your co-host segments, you better have a Big Johnson.
All right.
Okay, yeah, the cat loses.
All right. That's going to bring us back up to the top. The 1 seed on top. Classic in-state rivalry now. So Wolverine will face off with the Spartan. I guess you could say it. So, like, think of like 300, like,
or Meet the Spartans,
or Meet the Spartans. Yes, which is a what from what?
What is that? Some movie. This is like one of those like parody movies,
like Scary Movie or something.
Yeah. Those
gotcha.
kind.
So yeah, think of Meet the Spartans.
I feel like a guy with a sword and armor can probably beat Wolverine.
Yes,
So.
but can a guy with sword and armor beat Wolverine the X-Man?
Yeah, we already have Hawkeye in the
tournament. Yeah, I mean, it's appropriate number 1 seed. We'll go Spartan.
Yeah, okay.
We'll win that.
Scarlet Knight versus Lion. It's kind of like a medieval times. Probably happened actually. Like a Scarlet Knight fought a lion in a pit, in like a gladiator pit or some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
So Russell Crowe.
It's the first good matchup we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first matchup we have is Big Johnson versus our attention span. But...
that was not a good matchup. We know the winner.
Steamrolled through us.
Scarlet Knight versus a lion.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a shield in the gladiator arena.
Yeah.
Like the reason those gladiator arena exists at the time was like to watch these guys die, right?
But he's got a suit of armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a sword, I suppose. But
yeah, the ones they watch die, they would just throw like the Christians in, like buck naked or whatever, and then just like they wouldn't have swords and stuff.
Right.
That's the one seed in the other one. The naked Christian is the one seed on the bottom. What the fuck?
Wearing nothing but what God gave you and a pair of Zubas.
As he's getting mauled by the lion. Pay for all my pizza! Just getting like, ripped to shreds.
Big Johnson, naked Christians.
I gotta go lion. I don't know why.
If you're gonna put your faith in the Lord against a lion, you better have a Big Johnson. All right, I will disagree here. I think the knight, they have training, they have a sword, they have they have a weapon. So I think that the knight here has a chance. I'll go the knight.
All right, Big Johnson, deep socket wrenches. This is a real shirt. Deep socket wrenches. You'll always get a nut off when you've got a Big Johnson.
Oh, okay, that's a good one though.
Yeah. I mean, look, guys, you can have a small Johnson and still get a nut off. I'm living proof here.
Oh, actually, there is. It's a Big Johnson. It's time to ditch these masks. There's a guy throwing a mask.
Yep. That's right in their demographic, I think. That works out perfectly. Big Johnson can't melt steel beams is probably another one. Or jet fuel can't melt steel Big Johnsons. Probably. That's probably better.
All right, sorry. What's next?
Big Johnson chemtrails.
Don't apologize. You don't care. No, okay. Spartan versus Knight. Actually, a decent matchup there too to come out of the top.
Yeah.
Two gladiator type men or women. Could it be a woman?
I mean, if we were to believe 300, right? The Spartans were like the ultimate warriors of all time. Whereas the Knight
arrows
could be
blotted
like,
out the sun, as I recall.
And like the Knight could just be like any fucking schlub with a sword.
You just beat a lion. He's not. You just said the lion is training in a sword. Yeah, some big fat piece of shit comes out and fights a Spartan.
Wait, did you break the tie by picking the Knight?
I did. Yes, I think a Knight could beat a. Yeah, it was lost in the.
I missed that because I was
Big
thinking.
Johnson.
I was thinking about Big Johnson flat earthers.
Is this Knight before or after he got Pizza for Life?
Yield pizza. It's before. He's still in fighting form.
All right, what are you picking, Chad?
Did the Big Johnson website not come up fast enough?
I was trying to think of a Big Johnson flat Earth joke.
I just seen your screen flash up. I'm like, there he goes.
like Big
and
Johnson.
We've lost him again, folks.
This is like Big Johnson moon landing. Like plant your flag on a soundstage or something like that. I don't know. Okay.
What?
I'll go with the Spartan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Big Johnson stormed the Capitol.
If you're going to sit at Nancy Pelosi's desk, you better have a Big Johnson.
It's better have a buffalo helmet on your head than crabs on your organ.
I don't know, whatever Chad picked. I don't even know.
All right, Spartan wins. You said Spartan, right? I don't even know what you picked.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll hammer through the rest of these. Fighting Illini is the number 1 seed, Chad, because it's
okay.
warrior people, whatever, versus Hawkeye, the Avenger, which you decided.
It's a great warrior people.
Or whatever.
Well, they're fighting. They're
it's
not
a Big
Illini.
Johnson engine.
They said fighting's in the name. It's in the name.
Big Johnson First Peoples.
Oh, there's a Big Johnson like joke with teepees somewhere, like have on a t-shirt somewhere, like.
Who are they going against?
Hawkeye, the Avenger, as Chad established.
Okay.
No.
Native people, so
yeah. Okay.
That's my alma mater. I was always, even while I was there, I was embarrassed by that mascot. You could tell the school was embarrassed too, because it's not like Ohio State has their Buckeye guy like running around on the sidelines, but like the Illini, just a white dude wearing appropriated attire, only comes out at halftime and does like 20 jumping jacks and then runs back and hides in the locker room.
They're fighting people. He's in shape. It's Chief Illiniwek or whatever his name is, right?
Yeah. My buddy Mike, you guys remember my buddy Mike? He always had this idea that they should just change the mascot to just like the capital letter or like the lowercase letter I, with like the head would be the dot of the I. I'm like, that'd be awesome. Just like lowercase I running around.
One of the best clips I ever saw, there was an actual fight between the Spartan and Badger mascots. Like normally they do skits with each other and they pretend to be each other out. They actually got in a fist fight and their heads came flying off. They were like jumping on each other's backs. It looked hilarious. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
You can't do that when you've got like a racist mascot. I will pick the Fighting Illini.
Okay. Illini go through, and then Boilermaker versus Cornhusker, 2 burly, salt of the earth gentlemen. Industry versus farming. Big forearms all around.
The old versus the new way.
I'm going to pick the industry guy because I think he is pictured with like a helmet.
He's a hard hat. He definitely is a hard hat. Yeah.
The hard hat's the difference here, I think.
Extra protection. Chad?
Go charging with that hard hat. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so Boiler versus Illini.
Well, I mean, we're assuming here that the Native American comes into it. Well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad assumption. I guess it is. Okay, it's fighting Illini.
As I said, it's fighting Illini.
So it is an assumption that they can come in. It's a warrior Native American. They can come in with, some weapons, some kind, maybe a horse, and my axe. And they can. So I will go the Illini here.
I just assumed this like troublesome mascot not win, so I'm going to go with Boilermaker.
Well, now Novak made me feel like I have to, so Boiler.
Yeah, I changed mine to Boiler too.
You'd rather have boils on your organ? No, anyway.
Okay, it's another Big Johnson Star Wars one that says they just have one saying here. It's more clever. May I force one in you?
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Yeah, that's clever as one descriptor you can use.
Oh, no.
Like, what level of, like no dignity having are you wearing that shirt in public? Well, I mean, what in the fucking A? Why I force one in you? Oh, boy. All right. Boiler versus Spartan to win the whole fucking thing, and we can move on to the rest of the Big Johnson shirt line.
Spartan wins.
Yeah, Spartan wins. I'm looking at one right now. Big Johnson 5G. Says the only 5Gs should be your cup size. That's what it says.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense. Was that the end?
Yeah, Spartans won. Let's move on. We know no one gives a fuck.
All right, let's eat the pecans now. All right. This is the Sahale snacks. Maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And maple pecans, the glazed mixed.
But now, Geiger.
Yeah.
Okay. Allergic to pecans?
I don't think so.
I know you love pecan pie.
I do. Yeah, I'm not allergic to pecans.
That's actually why I specifically picked this one out, because I thought you might like it because the pecan pie.
There's pretty sizable pecans in here. You can't win an episode of YTD unless you got a big pecan.
Oh, there's some fruit in here too. Like raisin or something.
Maple was once your brand, like 4 brands ago. So you do like maple, right?
I love maple. Maple is delicious. Definitely one of my brands.
The other brands yours I remember were lemon and limp.
Yes. I was born a maple man, moved on to a lemon lad, and finished limp.
I'm just reading these shirts now. Some of these are disgusting. Big Johnson snowmobiles.
Now that you don't have to give a shit.
No, I don't give a shit either.
You're browsing.
Big Johnson snowmobiles, ride them long and hard, leave them wet and slushy? That's disgusting. Why? I don't know. Slushy is concerning.
These things are okay. The maple wouldn't be a flavor I would pick to put on this mix personally. I'd like just a little more of like a spiciness to it or something. Not a huge fan of the overly sweetness that the maple gives it, but it's fine. I could eat if I was on a road trip and this was in the car. I was hungry, would have no problem snacking on it. I'm just going to give this an indifferent to that. Still very much in the game here. Geiger, what do you think?
I agree. It's a little too sweet.
I mean about the Big Johnson.
Oh, they're really fucking sweet.
Big Johnson like a shitty prototype of Urban Dictionary. You know what I mean? Like the worst.
Yeah.
We should just do that in quizzes now. Come up with a Big Johnson shirt.
Big Johnson Weed Whackers.
July 4th.
It's easy to trim a little bush when you've got a Big Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how you cut pubes with your penis? You know how you do that.
This is so huge.
The razor sharp tip of my dong.
The pit crew one says something about they'll be on your knees when they see your Big Johnson. Like, is a key aspect of being in the pit crew just kneeling on the ground? I guess, yeah, to change the tires.
Change tires, right? Yeah,
it's probably something about changing nuts.
And also, blow the driver, apparently.
Remember when Dale Earnhardt used to get blowies from his pit crew?
I remember I was walking through the parking lot and I'm like, what's that smell? And my dad's like, it's the driver coming. I remember that.
It's a very distinct smell when you blow a load, yeah. It's like sulfur.
Big Johnson charter fishing. You'll get a lot more snapper when you're hitting bottom with a Big Johnson.
All right. Somebody commandeer Novak's tabs, please.
What does that mean? You'll get a lot more snapper.
Vagina! That's what all of them mean.
I know, but when is vagina referred to as snapper?
Share your screen with me so I can close your tab.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say the word snapper is going to be used for vagina about 15 more times in the next 12 minutes.
Big Johnson bear traps and stuff.
Yeah. These are fine. It's a little too sweet, and to me, there's too much fruit in it. Like if I want to eat I feel like this was more about the cranberries or whatever there's in here, raisins, than it is with the. I taste more of the dried cherries and apples than I do the pecans. I don't mind the pecans. It was just a little too. I don't even taste like maple. It's just generically sugary. I'm indifferent to this. This is all right.
All right, two indifferents. Let's see. We got a a possible chance to still win here, actually. We can tie if you give it a like. Win with a love, lose with anything less. What do you think?
This is tough. I actually can't decide. Let me go back and
rating snacks is tough when you're rating with a Big Johnson.
Big Johnson YTD. Then it just says nope. Not happening.
Never getting any snapper.
I went through a real snapper drought in college. I got like probably all those Big Johnson T-shirts I was wearing. Big Johnson English literature. You'll be boarding the Iliad when you have a Big Johnson. I don't know what the Medusa will turn your Big Johnson to stone when she shows you her titties.
What about her scalped asshole?
Her skinned asshole. Scalp that thing. It's precious.
What's the difference between scalping and skinning? Isn't it?
Scalping is when you get a bunch of them, you sell them on the street near the arena, right? I got a half price Medusa asshole.
Everybody. Anyone need 2 assholes for the game?
Honest to get in town.
So I remember.
What?
I remember when I gave my wedding vows, and I was telling my wife, I was like, I promise to only touch your snapper for the rest of my life. That was part of my vows.
That was one of your vows, regardless of the terminology. Wow. That's an odd
vow. Anyway, I actually think this tastes really good. My complaint, I agree with what Geiger said, is that there is like sort of a little too much fruit in it. I like the little bits of fruit, but then there's like these big chunks of fruit and not enough nuts. I think if they skewed this more towards like more pecans in there, I actually would give this a Love Dat in that case, because I think the flavor is working for me. Maple is my former brand. There needs to be a little bit stronger maple flavor here. So I have some nitpicks with it, but I do think this is good. I ate the entire bag. I will give it a Like That.
Wow. Like That's going to win it.
No, we have a tie.
Yeah.
We have a tie. But, you guys both liked Novak, you like this better than the Cactus Candy. So, and so do I. So this wins.
Okay.
All right. The pecan mix wins despite putting a little too much fruit in for you, fat fucks. All right, Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
Guys, I'm going to give you each get one guess to tell me what you think the Big Johnson stimulus package shirt says.
Is this real?
Yes. I've got your stimulus package right here. So fucking dumb. Thanks, Biden. You can reach us at trieddat@gmail.com. You can contact us on YouTube. Fervently scan Big Johnson t-shirts.
El Grande Johnson. There's one. Lick the salt, suck the lemon.
There's a lemon on your dick?
That's the El Grande Johnson shirt.
Big Johnson tequila. Lick, suck, and swallow. Never mind the salty taste.
Anyway, you can reach us on Twitter. You can
Big Johnson tattoo parlors. You're going to feel more than a little prick.
We're also on Instagram and YouTube. We have a Facebook page. You Tried Dat. Let us know what you think of our snacks. Let us know what you think of our ratings. Tell us to stop talking about Big Johnson.
Big Johnson motorcycles. If it has tits or tires, it's going to give you trouble.
Okay. This episode, we want to shout out our sponsor, Big Johnson Apparel. Appreciate it. If you want to buy a t-shirt from Big Johnson, use the promo code You Tried That. But seriously, if you did enjoy the podcast, let your friends and family know. And I guess pick a different one than this one, probably. And thanks as always.
All right. Any more?
Who's got one left in the chamber? Oh, that's the Big Johnson shirt for shotgun. Sorry.
Some of these are like a little too gross, honestly.
Too gross.
Okay, I got one here. Okay. What does this have to do with cars? Big Johnson Body Shop, rectum. We pound it out and leave it glazed. Who has ever walked into a body shop and said, glaze my car? That's not a thing. I don't know a lot about cars. No one glazes a car.
It should have been rectum damn near killed him.
Right, they had that one already in the written up for them.
Big Johnson Reese's Cups. My Reese's Kingdom for a snapper.
Big Johnson soccer balls, pump it till it's hard, then score. Yes, that's the thing I think about with soccer, is pumping the ball repeatedly until it's so hard.
Big Johnson Pizza Debt. I ate a lot of pizza and you're poor now. That's what it says.
Big Johnson basketball. You'll always be the big man inside when you're slamming the Big Johnson.
Good Lord. Jesus.
Yikes.
Okay.
Big Johnson Police Department. Spread them or I'll shoot my load. As
what?
You know, cops like to say they're going to shoot their load at you when they've got a gun pointed at you.
Hold it right there, punk. Put your hands in the sky or I'll glaze you with my load. What? Yeah. Yep, that's what I say. Common cop phrase.
All right.
You have the right to remain glazed. What?
I see this one here. Okay. It says Big Johnson Grassy Knoll.
It does.
And then a guy just says, check out my Zapruder film. That's all it says.
All right, let's call it. That's going to be all for this time. We'll be back next time trying out 3 new snacks.
Yep.
Oh,